In the blazing summer of 432 BCE, the sacred valley of Olympia was bursting with noise. Merchants, poets, warriors, and philosophers all squeezed together under the same blistering sky, waiting for the most unpredictable event of the games, the Halma, the ancient ancestor of the high jump. Unlike modern athletes, these competitors wore no shoes, no numbers, just determination, a thin layer of oil, and a belief that the gods themselves watched their every movement. And among them was a boy barely 19 years old. Lycos of Thessaly, the name that would echo through the centuries. Lycos was not the favorite. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the biggest. But he had something the others didn't. He had a reason to win. His father, a respected soldier, had died during a border skirmish with a rival city-state. His last words to his son: "Compete with honor, touch the heights I could not." Lycos carried those words like a flame in his chest. The stadium erupts. Before the games began, a priest of Zeus raised his hands, calling for silence. A black ram was sacrificed and its smoke spiraled into the sky. The crowd cheered. This meant the gods approved the competition. The jumpers entered the dust-covered field, flexing, stretching, and throwing chalk powder like warriors preparing for battle. The bar was lifted to a height few believed possible. As each athlete took their turn, the crowd roared or groaned. Some knocked the bar immediately, others cleared it with ease. But then it was Lycos' turn. He stepped forward, his heart hammering against his ribs. The sun burned hot on his back, sweat rolling down his arms like thin streams of gold. He lifted his eyes toward the bar, so impossibly high it looked like it touched the sky. The run-up. He took 3 steps back. Then 5. Then 7. The crowd grew quiet. Even the birds stopped singing. Lycos inhaled so deeply his chest trembled, and then he ran. Dust exploded behind his feet. His arms pumped like a pair of battle-forged spears. His shadow stretched long across the field. As he approached the bar, he felt an odd stillness, like the world slowed down just for him. His father's voice echoed in his memory. "Touch the heights I could not." The jump they called impossible. Lycos planted his foot. The ground cracked under the force. His body rose higher and higher and higher. Instead of diving forward like most jumpers, he tucked into a strange twist. One the Greeks had never seen before. His torso curled, his legs followed, and for a heartbeat, his entire body hovered above the bar like a bird riding the wind. The crowd gasped. People leapt to their feet. Some swore Zeus himself pushed the boy upward. His fingertips brushed the air with perfect balance. And he cleared it. Completely. Clean. Flawless. The stadium exploded with screams so loud that travelers miles away heard them echo through the hills. The consequence of perfection. But there was a price. As Lycos landed, his right foot struck the ground awkwardly. Pain shot up his leg. He staggered. The judges rushed forward. Spectators held their breath. Had the young hero injured himself? Was the miracle jump a one-time spark? But Lycos stood tall, wincing but unbroken. He bowed toward the sky in thanks to Zeus, then raised his fist toward the crowd. Tens of thousands roared his name. Lykos, Lykos, Lykos. The other competitors looked shaken. They had witnessed something that felt supernatural. The final round. As tradition demanded, the bar was raised again. This was not just a competition now. It was a test of destiny. Athlete after athlete failed. One clipped the bar with his knee. One barely grazed it with his chest. Another crashed into it entirely. At last, the stadium announcer declared, "Only Lycos of Thessaly remains." The valley fell silent. The last attempt. Lycos closed his eyes. His injured leg pulsed with hot pain. But quitting was never an option. He lined up his run. The wind shifted. The smell of olive groves swept through the field. Some said it was a sign from Athena. Then he sprinted. Every step was agony. Every stride felt shorter. The world wobbled before him. Still he pushed on. 5 steps. 4. 3. He planted his foot, but it slipped. A tiny slip, but enough to throw the jump off balance. He soared. He twisted. He reached. And this time, his heel grazed the bar. It fell. The crowd moaned, but the disappointment lasted only a second. In ancient Greece, it wasn't perfection that earned eternal glory. It was courage, and Lycos had shown more courage than anyone alive. The crowning of a legend. The judges gathered, rolled their scrolls, and announced, Lycos of Thessaly is victor. His jump is the highest Olympia has ever witnessed. A wreath of wild olive leaves, the sacred kotinos, was placed on his head. Tears streamed down his face as he looked up to the sky, whispering to his father, I touch the height, the legacy. For years afterward, poets sang of the boy who flew, sculptors carved his image in marble, philosophers debated how such a jump was even possible. Some claimed it was divine intervention. Others said it was proof that human potential is limitless. But every generation agreed. Lycos changed the high jump forever. His technique, his twist and airborne curl became a model for young athletes across Greece. The boy who competed in memory of his father became a symbol of something larger. That greatness is not born. It is chosen. One leap at a time. Outro perfect for a YOUTUBE ending. If you enjoyed this forgotten tale from Olympic history, remember, every modern champion stands on the shoulders of ancient giants. Like Lycos, the boy who jumped into legend.